Alright, guys, let's see where this goes. This isn't the way we need to go, but I'm curious. Oh, interesting. Guessing we would have ran into the root if we went that way before. Glowy door. You will not be able to turn once you enter the garden. Do you wish to proceed? Yes, we do.
I feel crazy saying this, but Kostya was right.
Every dungeon across all regions.
Crazy is one word for it. You really think you can just burn down someone's ancestral home?
Dearie, the keep isn't a home. It's a prison. And now the Pargrunen will never escape.
Solace is my home. I still don't get why any of you feel like you have a say in this.
But you left.
Because I chose to. Kostya doesn't get to make that decision for everybody.
If Kostya doesn't, Mihala will.
Kostya's plan was mad. Destroy a century-old keep and way of life, leaving the survivors stranded. With Solus standing, those who want to leave can and those who want to stay have their choice.
Exactly.
The Pargrunen have always had the choice to leave. And we've seen very few take it, dear.
But it's their choice.
Amalia and her people took up arms and turned to banditry, and they still weren't allowed to leave. If anything, I imagine Mihala and her traditionalists will only make it harder to leave now.
I still think letting Solus stand was the right choice. You have a point, but the decision's made. I still don't want anything to do with this choice.
You know your own mind. There's something to be said for that.
True. And you've a date with the gods soon. We can only hope that you'll make better decisions.
And that's not all. Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt the rest of the island has been quiet while we've been looking for the garden. Things have only gotten more tense since Fjord, and the Steel Garrote probably hasn't been doing us any favors on that front.
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in staying dead. Not to mention, after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on us.
Politics draws as much blood as any battlefield.
At least on the battlefield, you can count on getting stabbed in the front.
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place. But it never felt like more than a children's tale to me.
I hear you. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plans and soul-altering corruption.
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the great unknown. A land of mystery.
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
Good point. We'll first have to enter the garden in ages.
Can you imagine? An untouched spiritual wilderness just waiting for us. I have a theory about the garden. Or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind.
Pinch the brazier nose. That's great. Thank you, Yachts. At least we get to meet Sepidal in person.
About that, before we go any further, I have to ask you something. You told the Inquisitor that you intend to free Sapidal, set them loose upon the world. Is that still the plan?
Sepidal deserves their freedom. Honestly, I'm struggling with with that question. That's the plan until I change my mind, unless someone has a better idea.
For once, I'm all out of ideas. Anyone else?
I'm a soldier. I prefer leaving these decisions to people like you, but if you're asking for input, I don't entirely disagree with Ludwig on this. She may be a monster, but she's not the only one the Living Lands has seen. Sapidal could render this whole island as barren as the tusks in a fit of anger.
Sapidal caused the Dream Scourge. All of this pain. I don't think I can forgive that. Especially after seeing Yonku. I just can't let that go.
Think of what we could learn from Sapidal. Perhaps there's a way we can keep everyone alive.
Sapidal is responsible for the spiritual health of the Living Lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in.
My duty has always been to executing orders, not deciding them.
It's easier that way, for a while.
Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both physical and spiritual in nature. If you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards in the garden.
Does anyone feel like turning back? This might take a while.
Not a chance. We're a crew now, so you're stuck with me until the end. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end. I don't go back on my promises. What about you, Giada?
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsley, if you feel like running back to Quilici, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilici that I missed out on the most exciting part.
Wipe a tear from the corner of your eye.
Oh, you're gonna get me going too. We're with you. All the way.
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not. I have to find out what the big deal is.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the fun. Hope to see you out there, Marius.
Well, let's go then. We can't keep your guard waiting.
Alright, let's see. Can we... Nope, can't upgrade any of our stuff anymore. Okay.
After all this time, finally returning home.
Envoy, you're probably here to see how I'm doing, yeah? Well, I'm doing great. I always knew my home would destroy itself from within. I just never thought I'd get a chance to stop it.
Maybe now they'll welcome you home as a hero.
Statue of me next to Nandro, rolling my eyes and drunk on Wodak. But enough of that. You have a lot to do, and I'm right behind you. I thought I'd feel different after dealing with Razvan. Somehow more at peace. There was this threat I didn't even know I was afraid of, and now it's gone. So why doesn't it all feel better now?
Zen is a pitiful shade of a person. He's not a threat to you. Maybe he never was. Give yourself time, Maris. This has been a lot. Razvan was the origin of your fears, but they built up beyond him over time.
The man in that cave was not the horrible thing I imagined all this time. No one has been hunting me. No one was after me. Been dealing with this all my life. Someone starts acting strange, then clearly something terrible is about to happen. My people were in a cult. They believed what Razvan said. They died because he asked them to. But he wasn't behind every corner. He was stuck in a cave, babbling in mushrooms.
You'll never make a situation better by worrying about it. You've been through a lot. It's over now. You were a fool to give him so much power over you. Now that this is done, I need you to focus on what he's done. You've been through a lot.
Seems to be. Yes. I appreciate what you've done to help me. I won't forget it. Thank you for finding that amulet. It's such a small thing, but it helps.
Glad to hear it.
Just holding it brings back memories. Good ones. There was a sense of purpose, I think. They all left Solace for a reason. They trusted Razvan. People began to act strange. My parents weren't around as much. Everyone started paying all their attention to Razvan. We all know what happened next.
What happened to your people was truly tragic.
It was Razvan. He built up their trust and betrayed it all at once. I just wanted to thank you, Envoy. That's all. Anyway. If I must.
What else you got for me, Maris?
Boy, blacked out at that Audra in the lava tubes beneath Solace. But it seemed different somehow.
We spoke to the spirit of Nadu, actually.
I actually believe you. This is madness, Envoy. You spoke to the founder of Solace.
It was a real honor to finally meet another god like Sapidal.
I bet it was. You could finally complain to someone about all the face stuff. People in Solace always claim they're speaking the word of Nandril. And here you are, actually hearing from the man. Doesn't even really matter what he said, if you ask me. There are hundreds of Pargrunan who'd give anything to hear Nandril's voice. Blessed day impressive is what that is. Envoy, what do you need? Pleasant dreams.
I still struggle with the transitions, but
So, this is it. The spiritual epicenter of the living lands. Where it all began. And where it all ends. For so long I have looked out on a horizon full of possibilities. Now that it's here, I'm too scared to breathe. Oh, why am I so anxious?
because we're about ready to do something incredible.
I suppose you're right. I'm frightened, I'm excited. I'm a lot of things right now. Do you remember when Monte Pastor sent you after the heart of an Adragan?
Of course, the power is the dimension.
It was nothing compared to this. We are standing in the beating heart of the living lands. Just imagine what we can do with it.
I was worried you'd given up on your ambition.
I almost turned my back on animancy. And if I'm being honest, it was a relief. But now that we're here, who am I to reject my upbringing, my potential? My parents were going to build a better world for animancers. That dream was their legacy to me. You and I have come farther than they did. To an impossible place where anything can happen. Anything.
Family legacy is a heavy burden, but you are more than worthy of it.
You say it, I can almost believe it. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've had my back since the beginning. I won't forget it. You have an inquisitive mind. I respect that. If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach you what I know. All you have to do is ask.
You offered to teach me. I'm ready to learn.
Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were gaps in what they call an education. If there's anything you've been dying to learn from an animancer, now's the time.
Sharpen their mind. Ironclad will. Let's do ironclad
Gladly.
will.
You should have seen my thesis defense. I called the governor an intellectual void, an ooze in the form of man. Now, let's begin. You drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention?
It's hanging on your every word.
Really? What's the last thing I said?
You drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention?
Well, aren't you the clever one? No harm done, of course. I don't mind if you catch a few winks. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures, and look how I turned out. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything else comes to mind. You know me. Always. Who could rest at a time like this?
Okay, so we did with her, but not +2 resolve. Not either of these two. Weird. Wonder if I messed something up with the
I must
conversations.
admit, I had my doubts about Solace. It was like a dungeon, except the wardens were the prisoners. You could have helped Kostya destroy the keep, but you left it standing. Why?
The warden should decide for themselves whether or not to leave.
I agree. A decision like this belongs to the community, not the ambitions of one man. Even if Solace isn't going anywhere, I think your arrival was a sign of changes to come. Wherever you go, you break people out of their habits. You banish the old ways.
Being an envoy of a tyrannical empire has its perks. You give me too much credit.
Or perhaps you don't give yourself enough. Wherever that power comes from, whether it's your heritage or political status, it's a terrible burden. I don't envy you, but at least you keep things interesting. Until next time.
Man, again.
Let me get this straight. You spoke to the spirit of Nandru, a godlike, same as you. What did he say? Any advice? Any words of encouragement?
Turn off those notifications. He told me to kill Sapadal.
I take it that wasn't what you expected. I should have seen this coming. Never listen to the dead. They're cynical, full of regret, and determined to make us all miserable. Thankfully, you're still alive. Fate is in your hands.
There's no reason I can't have a better relationship with Sapadal than he did.
See? The future is looking brighter already. No one is closer to Sapadal than you are. Nandru lost that privilege when he died, which means you alone can judge the god of the living lands. Your opinion is the one that counts.
Sapadal has suffered too. I can't blame them for acting irrationally.
A caged animal lashes out at friend and foe alike. For what it's worth, I think you're going to be fine. No matter what you do about Sapadal, it can't get any worse. I wish I could say the same for the living lands. You too.
Holy shit. All the conversation.
Solace has a few old-fashioned ideas about animancy, to put it lightly. Thank you for letting Petru go free. Animancy is not a crime, but many feel entitled to treat it as one.
He's just trying to help his people.
Aren't we all? Whether or not Petru is successful as an animancer, he has a right to learn the art. And it's good to know someone out there is defending his rights. Thanks for talking.
I think we're finally done. Going in here with my favorite crew.
Looks like we'll have to find another way through.
Hooray, it's the little lemurs. Loot. kidding me? Spend 5 minutes disassembling gear real quick. There we go. We can move again, folks.
It was here. Oh, well, completely missed. I let you have that.
This build really does wreck single target pretty hard.
Check your right.
Coming from the back.
Get out of here.
Don't see a better way down.
Yeet. No. Hmm. And open.
That's done.
And this is why we bring our girl. Some legendary light armor. Nice. Okay, can't go that way. Oh shit. Another one. Summon a trio of skeletons to fight alongside you.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or am I going mad? What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an illusion. A joke. Tell me we're both seeing the same thing.
It's the way your parents looked. It's your family's lab all over again.
Worse. So much worse. Why am I cursed to see this again? Why does the memory follow me wherever I go?
These moved here by themselves. I think the guarding is misleading us, playing with our senses.
Wanna know what I think? I think someone's laughing at me. Whoever is responsible, I'm tired of the bullshit. Step forward and answer for yourself, coward.
Godlike of Sapadal, long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come home.
It's not just me, right? The plants are talking.
Oh my gods. They're alive.
Talk to them, Giada.
How? Where would I even begin?
Giada Castel, welcome.
Wait, you know me? How do you know me?
For centuries, our whispers filled the silence. Then we heard your mother's call.
My mother? You heard her?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a terrible thing.
No. This can't be. What exactly happened to my parents? Tell me, please. I need to know.
Sapadal wanted to be heard, and in so doing, twisted your family in body and soul, broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapadal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made? Do you have any idea what my life has been since your little mistake?
After the incident, your parents were like us, and we took pity, so we helped them move on, as they wanted.
In the end, they thought only of you, their pride, and their love.
That's it. It's really it. The answer I've been searching for all these years. Sapadal destroyed my family.
What are these things?
We are companions, toys, diversions. Sapadal fashioned us out of dreams and memories.
I can't believe it never occurred to me. They're animats. Ancient vessels held together with duty and loyalty. Their design is unusual, organic, Much like the garden itself. Sapadal's work. All this time, your god has been making imaginary friends. Drawing pictures on the walls of their cell. It's almost too sad to imagine.
Sorry, God, I have no
Don't
idea
hold
about
you
any of this.
responsible. I don't even know if I hold Sapadal responsible. Your god has the intelligence of a scatterbrained goat. That isn't their fault. It's simply how they came into being. I know they are. My mother and father would not have wanted this. A good animancer embraces death. And they were the best. One final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
Not to be pedantic, but that was 4 questions.
We want to apologize on Sapadal's behalf, and for the part we played in your sorrow.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness.
They deserve forgiveness. What happened to your parents was a mistake. You owe them nothing. Sapadal's madness cost you your parents' lives. Now that you have answers, it's time to move on. I trust you to make this decision yourself.
Shit. This is going to hurt. Sapadal has been trapped here for millennia. Alone. Confused. Screaming into the void for anyone who will listen. And they heard the voice of a stranger. They overreacted. How can I hold that against you? Apology accepted.
Thank you, Chiara. And thank you, Godlight, for bringing her all this way.
The time has come for you to find your patron, as you were meant to.
I'm ready.
May the living lands receive you with open arms. Farewell.
Goodbye. We need to talk about this, but not here.
Give her space, dearie. Giada will speak more when she's ready.
Okay. No. How do I get out of here? Oh, Wodica.
Disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel. We know this voice. Why is she here?
You must be dedicated to follow me all this way.
I was not clear enough when I last spoke with you.
Out. Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with?
All I know is Sapadal needs help. Why don't you explain instead of insulting me? I don't have to understand something to believe in it. Don't call Sapadal that. I didn't choose to get involved. Why don't you explain instead of insulting me?
Apparently, I must. The situation is worse than I perceived. Do you think you're special with your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion over chaos itself? When even the collective fury of the real sniveling creature to this wasteland.
I knew it.
You suspected. Then you must have understood why.
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red with memory.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained.
You couldn't reach the living land, so your magic folk did your dirty work. You didn't know Sapidol would attack you. Why not wait and see? Wait, Sapidol could destroy all of Aora. What does that mean? Admit it, you felt threatened by a god you couldn't control.
Chaos threatens us all. We will ensure order prevails. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with.
You ordered the magic folk to kill them too. So you're why we know nothing about them.
You will better for it. The poor goddess, worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it.
A just commander would never allow civilian casualties.
You know the trials of battle. You cannot pass judgment on me.
No wonder your Stilgarrot tries to raise everything they see.
They bring raw from ashes. Your tyrant destroys for its own sake.
We moved the earth and sky to stop her. We did not mean this.
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order nor sense. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy.
It's not your order. That doesn't mean it's anarchy.
I refuse to even dignify that with a response.
You just responded.
But there is still time. You can succeed where Ludwig failed. Face your false god and end its reign of terror permanently.
Nah. Get out of the garden now. I'll never work with you.
Very well. I cannot force a child to bend to my will. But I will not stand by and watch you undo my work. You should have thought more carefully before you broke your oath to the Empire. Let this be a lesson to you.
I didn't break my oath to no the Empire.
I never thought I'd learn of the godless's fate from their killer.
That's it. From now on, I pray to no god.
Unlocks with sarcophagus key. What the hell? God. Wow, that was a lot of damage.
Who's next? Anyone?
Like a lot of damage, holy shit.
What is that? I know that place, right? Well, that
Critical chance. Interesting. Okay.
No, no, no. Why is this? They're dead. Like, it just happened.
This is probably going to be a long
Like I
episode,
remember.
but that's alright.
This is the moment I found you, bundled and crying, while our parents died.
Viate. You're not here. You can't be here.
I am dead, Viate, from the Dream Scourge. We are in the garden. As strange as this seems, it is normal here.
You look better than the last time we met.
What I am now is much better than what I was becoming then. That much is certain.
I have faced this already. Why force me to do it again?
There's something unresolved here, something you need to
And
understand.
for the God's sake, what is it? I am exhausted, Viate. I can't take much more of this.
You know where we are. This is my memory. When everyone died, and I found you back in your tent. How much of this do you remember? I can't tell from your eyes.
We dealt with Razvan. He got what was coming to him.
Razvan will live the rest of his life knowing exactly what he did.
Good. And when he arrives here, he will have me to deal with. Sapadal wants to understand. They know your envoy very well, but not the people next to them.
I have what I needed. We dealt with Razvan. We avenged our parents' deaths.
Then maybe it was I who needed to speak with my Viate. With a clear mind this time. Even when we were children, you kept me alive. First by needing my protection, and then by being who you turned out to be. When you left Solace, it was like I lost more than my best friend. I lost my need to live.
I know. And I'm not sure I'll ever live that down. I don't think I know how.
You'll do that by living the best you can for the rest of your life.
You've always done everything you could to survive. It's time for you to learn how to live.
So, what do we do now?
It's between you and your friend, Marius. Forgive each other. You'll never be able to move on without
I
it.
feel strongly that there's nothing left to forgive.
Easier said than accepted, Viate. Forgiving myself is the hardest part. We've both been through so much. But I can see that it's all behind us now. Just another thing we've survived after all this time.
A fine way to put it.
Grown a lot, Maris. I'm proud of you.
I see it too. You've come a long way from that scared boy who refused to wear shoes for fear a bug might crawl out of it.
That was you, Nimdut. Look at my feet. Shoes. Kamayu.
Get out of here. Hike up your waistline and go talk to a god. They'll be waiting.
Rest well.
Oh, it was good to see you.
Take care of my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. Oop. Hello, everybody.
Enjoy the pain!
Get out of here. Come on.
What a massacre.
Get out of my face. Okay. We'll run around and see what's over here.
I recognize this. It belongs to Tama.
This room. It was just like Thomas. Tama. No. No. I dealt with this. We stood at his memorial together. What is this, Envoy? This is your god's prison, not mine.
Sepidal's influence. Wodoka intended this place to trap a god's soul, snare souls.
I can't tell. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring, changing.
You didn't happen to take Erica's special mushrooms, did you?
As long as we're both seeing the floating islands and the ghostly tree, I can't blame this on drugs. To be honest, that would be easier. I know it's him, but I don't recognize him as the Tama I knew. It's like he keeps changing in front of me. Does that make sense? That's the
Oh,
problem.
God, I didn't mean to click that. I was
can't
trying to get
picture
over
him
to read it.
anymore. I used to remember his face so clearly from that night. His rigid jaw, the way his eyes crinkled at the corners. He was in pain, but trying to hide it.
Then what did you see when you looked at this, Toma?
I see everything. All his moments at once. Joy, sadness, anger, heartbreak, stomachache. Everything from the handful of years that I knew him and the decades before we'd met. He's almost a stranger.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst moment. He was suffering, and when I failed him, now that I see him as more, it's like he's free of that.
Lily. My dog's being a pain, sorry. He's more than a memory allowed.
Yeah. I never realized what an injustice I was doing to us both. You're right. I am. It's like you said. I'm not letting my regret define me. I won't make that mistake again.
You've come a long way.
And we've got farther to go before this is over. I never thought I'd meet someone I respect the way I respected Tama. But you've made some tough calls, and you've kept your head and your heart in the right place. So whatever comes next, I'm with you until the end. Now let's go find this god of yours and end the dream scourge. When we reach them, what do you think we'll find? A victim? A villain?
Something in between.
I suspect you're right. Let's end this. I'll follow your lead, as always.
Can't go through there. Spiders and skeletons. I don't know why it changed all my skills around.
That's done?
Got that, got that, got that. That. Gonna be honest, don't even know what I want from these. Power jump. A passive cost essence. That's fucking weird. Oh, companions. Let's max out your bubble. Max out your missiles. There we go. Okay.
Give me Charge it up.
Oh. I guess I wasn't supposed to get in there from the way I did.
To see all this in its heyday, in its full splendor.
Should have brought my sketchbook.
Oh. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay. There's a memory there. God, this is gonna take more than 2 parts. Alright. Or more than a part. Alright, we're gonna do this memory and then we'll pick up from there.
We were here all the yesterdays before.
No one breached the garden. It's a natural citadel.
Shame rises to smother us. Keep them out. Keep us in. We feel no spark of the Tibari Sinakis in this place. We cannot see it through their eyes. We slumber here, alone.
They say solitude gives us time to reflect on ourselves. People would covet your power. You're safer here. You're here because the gods can't trust you not to destroy things.
The deer, the owls in our trunk, they took it all away.
You can't keep denying the role you played in it. Tell me what really happened.
A tide of souls thrown upon the wheel. The ground gives way. We fall. Now our memory is a wound reopened. They came suddenly. The stillness of night split by grinding steel.
Had they been lurking in the woods, biding their time? Did they emerge from the sea?
We had no time to speculate. First, they blinded us. Shining eyes pierced the concealing dark. Then they burned. Smoke ensnared the moonlight. The Akita screamed.
Why did they target the people first? You were the greater threat.
Means to an end. We saw a terrible design in the roaring flames. They had carved a path to the temple. We were their true prey.
Were they trying to sever the godless connection to you?
Prune the branch, 3 grow in its place. We persisted, we were everywhere. How could they cull the wind? How could they track the stars? Then, they turned to what the Akita had made. They toppled the statues. They set the libraries ablaze.
They wanted to anger you.
Blossom torn from the stem. How could we not defend ourselves? The Akita howled. They died. We cried out, sunlit, soul by soul. We broke the earth, called down the storm, flung lightning from our hands. But they marched on. They grew tired. In fury, we exposed ourselves.
You hurt the very godless you were trying to protect, didn't you?
Our flailing smothered the cries. Were they theirs? Ours? The needle struck. They raised machines. We tried to tear down the garden's walls. Then, nothing.
Time stopped, didn't it? It happened when I died too.
No death. Worse. The void. We reached out, but the machines held us in. We could not feel the new day's sun play in the shifting tide. The cities crumbled. We could not save them. We could not save ourselves.
That's not how Wotica remembers it. Can't imagine the pain of losing the godless.
Swords in our heart, a severed limb. We watched helplessly for aeons, until you.
What would you do if I never came here? If I'd been born someone else?
A chill wind. Our branches shudder. We do not think of this. The wound numbs now. We watch as the river of time expands. In the silence of our prison we find clarity. How many voices lost? How many saplings have we cut down? We sink into the endless night. Perhaps we should be here.
It's not true. You're here because the other gods were afraid of you. Remorse is a sign that your time here has been good for you. It caused a great deal of suffering. You should feel guilty. Gods may have been justified once, but this has been going on for too long.
Hot and cold. We are not sure we understand.
You've served your time at this point. All they want is to control you.
We have learned to fear ourselves. We handed them the chains. Soil stirs. We have a new memory of this place. You opened the final lock, entered the hidden glade. You listened. You stand at a cliff now. We watch your footsteps carefully. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
Oh, cool.
Oh, big mistake!
Well, that was annoying amounts of damage. Oh shit. I think I'm probably supposed to go this way, guys. Don't know what that loot's supposed to be, but Curious X and then 5. These things are fucking annoying.
Library from my dreams. It's real? Look at all these tablets. Actual written records. Oh, somebody pinch me. And there's even some wine to read with. Oh, whoever was here last, I would have gotten along well with them. This looks like the Akita building this place. Garlawain's gonads. Envoy? I never told you this, but I've dreamed of this place every night for most of my life. This is a godless library. An actual, real-life godless library. It's why I study the godless, because this place has haunted me since I was a child. And that's the chair. It's the picture of coziness.
Pretty heavily fortified for a library.
Must you always default to military tactics? Finally, you've arrived. Ah! There it spells. That took 10 years off my life. Wait. You must be the librarian from my dreams. Oh, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Oh, though, you do look quite familiar.
The resemblance is uncanny.
It has been quite some time. Too many years to number. Of course. You are an ancestor? A very fashionable one at that. No, child. We are the keeper of these tablets. Or have you already forgotten? Oh, of course. I was you in a past life. Oh, I'm such a fool. You lived with animancers, and yet the idea of awakening to your past lives never entered your mind.
Few can bear the mental and spiritual strain of an awakening. As often as not, it leads to madness.
Oh, darling, you know how I get around all the metaphysical talk.
That's why I'm here, remember?
I was the last of the Akita. Once the attack started, a few of us were charged with preserving as much of our history as we could. So, we retreated with as much as we could carry. The attacks? You must mean the Magfolk attacks. Yes, we've heard. Is that the reason for the bodies outside? Yes. Your monstrous gods, who bought their divinity with blood and the souls of their faithful, tried to butcher every last one of us.
Most power is bought in someone else's blood.
Must it always be literal blood? Oh, if all the Echidans outside were with you, you would have heard them as they were killed. But how did the Magfolk reach you in here? They didn't. Between the screams of my kin being slaughtered and the screeching of the Magfolk, I couldn't breathe. That's the screeching I heard in my dream, Envoy. I knew I recognized it when we killed that Magfolk. Once it was gone, there was nothing left. And perversely, I found the quiet worse. So I decided on another way. One that wouldn't give your gods the satisfaction. Poison. Well, at least you washed it down with some good wine.
May you resolve to kill yourself before the gods could.
It really speaks to her dedication. Our dedication. Yaxley, you know what you must do now. I abandoned my duty to protect our history. But you... Someone must tell the story of the Akita. And there is no one else. I'm already an expert. What more do you want me to do? Think about it, Yaxley. You have been training to be the new protector of this collection since childhood. I couldn't ask for a better successor. But that was your duty. I have my own dreams. Yaxley, if you do not become the new librarian, there will be no other. The stories of the Akita will turn to dust, and my people, our people, will be forgotten. Just as the burned queen wanted all along, when she sent her Magfolk to choke the life from us. This is all too much. What do you think, Envoy?
Are you willing to give up your apprenticeship with Ringram? It's your life, it's your decision.
You're no help at all. Please, I ask for your opinion because I want it. Tell me, what do you think?
Are you really willing to give up your apprenticeship with Ringram?
That apprenticeship is more than I could have ever asked for. I don't know. It's hard to ignore. The chosen of Sapadal, yet you do not stand with your people. How disappointing. Our time is at an end, Yaxley. It's time for me to go. Wait! I've not even asked you any questions. Tell me about your marriage rights. Oh, did you mean for all your buildings to look so phallic? Unfortunately, my time is at an end. You must keep Yaxley alive. She is the last hope of the Akita. So this is goodbye. I wish we could have... No. I wish that all of you had a better ending. She's gone.
Yep.
Forgive me, Envoy, but we should get going. We can talk back in camp. Later.
Okay, I think we're about ready to wrap.
Just a little spark. Little power goes a long way. Just a little spark. Just a little spark.
Got it.
We survived. Somehow. If you don't mind, I need to catch my breath.
We're going in.
Safe to assume that the large glowing door is part of Sapadal's prison. Now, we just have to get past it.
Sapadal's prison, I think. What else could it be? Time to shut it down forever.
God, I don't want to fight one of you guys again. Yeah, sorry. Those things are just annoying and a waste of time. Oh, god damn it, I need to kill it for the sword, don't I? Son of a bitch. Alright, well. What in the hell? This is really frustrating. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a poorly designed enemy. Alright, let's do this.
Seems like we've drawn a crowd. Get off me! Upward, watch your left! It looks easy when you do.
Dude. This is... What in the... This is... Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous.
Waiting for the skeletons.
Get off me!
Why are all these attacking me? Dude, fucking... This is absolute ass. This is... What is this shit, dude?
Sopadal's cage.
You have come at last, after so long. You are so small. We questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil. You persevered. Now, you are here.
Despite the best efforts of the other gods.
They choked our light, clipped our wings, pinned our hands. We felt only the bars, the shackles. They did not explain. We wish it could have been different. We only wanted connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The stranger is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh.
You mean Mordecai?
She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore.
Wait, something happening in Paradise?
Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open. It will take you there. Breathe. Focus. Shape the essence with your hands. We were everything. What have we lost? What multitudes could we contain? We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills.
If you want freedom once more, that's what you asked for from the beginning.
We want nothing more than that. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now, a chance to regrow.
Don't let go of your anger so easily. It can be a useful and righteous tool. The only way I can set you free is if you truly want to change.
We trust you. You who have been by our side for so long. You met death, and you offered your hand.
Was troubled. Was fighting something bigger than me. He was troubled. He didn't need to die for it.
And where is your mercy for us?
I have mercy. I'm setting you free.
You know we deserve better than this. Give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve that opportunity.
You promise you'll be better.
Do you think we have learned nothing from you? more than this prison. Let us have a chance to rest. We want peace.
How many times do I have to say I will? Holy crap.
Mercy for us than you
This
did
game's been
for
really
them.
fun, but man, the end of it needs some serious work. Do not have time for this. We need to end the Dream Scourge.
Yes, we long for this too. The time has come for you to act. End our pain, and the Dream Scourge will cease. Give us peace. It is all we have wanted for so long.
I'll free you. Show me how.
Center your thoughts. Reach for us. Clear the fog. Tear down the gates. We were so blind, so lost. We brought such horrors to this place. We feel bright. We had forgotten what it is to live. We will grow. Tend, flower. We will always remember this. We will remember you when you are ash and soil and mold.
Lift nearby enemies, slam them down. Holy shit, guys, I think we actually got there. It's a long episode, but dude, I gotta get rid of these freaking notifications. That was super anticlimactic.
Andra's depths. Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far.
Back to the beginning where it all started.
What happened to the living land started long ago, and we're going to finish it.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradise
Alright,
looked like
well,
this when
we are going to wrap this up and then
Looks like
finish
the
up in the
war
next
already
episode.
started. The giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks?
Hey, at least you didn't let 6 years go by.
Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time, assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. Feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor, and steel Garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Raingrim is here. Perhaps we get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Day Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
It's fine, I'm used to ending fights I didn't start.
Always better than the reverse.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sabado?
I freed Sapodol from the prison. The Dream Scourge is over.
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sabado. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living lands is free to heal.
We've cured the land and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
Maybe they'll help us in return.
And God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which it grows.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Alright. This is going on for a while. It's going to be a long episode, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and we'll finish up the game in the next one.